Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is May 20th, 2025, and there's currently a change of plans as far as Barcelona's intention to sign players during this summer transfer market. Also, Barcelona have been officially given the price, or what will Liverpool be asking for, Luis Diaz. And finally, we're going to discuss the state of Barcelona's loanees. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and welcome to the second video of today. I already posted one video discussing Joan Laporta's interview where he discussed a myriad of things. Make sure to check it out. After this, I'm going to be posting another video, a third one, because there's a lot of news to cover. But let's start with the news for this one, because of course we do have to talk about Barcelona's change of plans. Now, until now, Barcelona's plan was to prioritize the signing of a left winger, someone that can have the same profile as Lamine Yamal, have dribbling, pace, 1v1, etc. Not the same as Lamine Yamal, of course, because Lamine Yamal is the best in the world, but someone that's similar. And the second priority for Barcelona was a fullback, someone that can compete with Jules Koundé and Alejandro Balde. But after discussions between Deco and Hansi Flick, these plans have changed. Now, what has changed? Well, what has changed is that Barcelona are no longer prioritizing the signing of a fullback. Why? Because after Eric Garcia did a really good job replacing Jules Koundé, who has been injured, Barcelona have decided that between Koundé, Eric Garcia, and Hector Fort, if Fort decides to stay and not go out on loan, that Barcelona have plenty of options for the right back position. And as far as the left back position, between Gerard Martin, Alejandro Balde, and Jofre Torrents, Barcelona also think that that position is pretty covered. Now, of course, Jofre Torrents is someone we talked about in a previous video. He's an 18-year-old left back currently in the academy. In fact, he just extended his contract with Barcelona. And Hansi Flick is a huge admirer of Torrents, who thinks he is a player that can eventually compete with Alejandro Balde. He thinks that he's one of the most promising players in that position in the entire academy. So between Koundé, Eric, Fort on the right, Balde, Gerard Martin, and Torrents on the left, Barcelona consider that the fullback positions are fully covered, and as such, the only priority now will be the attack. Now, if Szczesny decides not to renew, then Barcelona will also have to look for a goalkeeper, because for now the plan is Ter Stegen number 1, Szczesny number 2, and number 3, someone from the academy like Kochen, Jakubushvili, etc. But if Szczesny does not renew, Barcelona will have to go to market to bring a goalkeeper, and if they do, it's going to have to be someone that can compete with Ter Stegen, not to be his sub, but to compete with him. So we'll see what happens. It's all in the hands of Wojciech Szczesny. Now, on to the next bit of news, because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have been informed about the asking price for Luis Diaz. As you know, Luis Diaz is Deco's favorite option to reinforce the left wing position. Deco has tried multiple times throughout the season to contact the player and his agent, but of course it doesn't look like this will happen, because we now know the official asking price for Luis Diaz, and it seems that Liverpool have slapped a price tag of 85 million euros for Luis Diaz, which of course puts him out of reach for Barcelona, because Barcelona cannot afford 85 million euros, especially for someone who is 28 years old. Plus, not to mention, Luis Diaz is already in negotiations with Liverpool to extend his contract with a salary increase. So, as I said during the podcast, no, the stories linking Luis Diaz to Barcelona are not true. I know a lot of people did not watch the podcast because they kept commenting, no, please don't sign Luis Diaz, even though I clearly stated that Barcelona are not looking to sign him. So please, guys, watch the videos before you comment. Anyways, let's talk about the state of the loanees of Barcelona. As you know, Barcelona currently have 3 players on loan, starting with Clemon Linglay, who's currently on loan with Atletico Madrid after 2 failed loans. Previously, he has found a place at Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid were very interested in signing him, but then things kind of got derailed because Linglay was demanding the same incredibly high salary that he has at Barcelona. So it seemed that Atletico Madrid had decided not to sign him. But today, in a surprising fashion, Cerezo, who's the president of Atletico Madrid, made some statements stating that, yes, Atletico Madrid would like to sign Clemon Linglay. So that's, of course, great news for Barcelona, because Barcelona need to remove Linglay off their wage bill. He has an incredibly inflated and high salary. And, of course, Barcelona will be looking to make around 10 million euros off the sale of the French defender, who nobody counts on at Camp Barca. Now, the other lone player that is currently in the Serie A is, of course, Alex Baye, who spent the first half of the season on loan with Celtic, and then during the second half season, he went to Como in the Serie A under the management of Cesc Fabregas, and the player has done really well with Como have already informed the player that they would like to keep him on a permanent transfer. Now, if Alex Baye agrees to stay in Italy, he has a 6 million euro release clause, which of course is very much affordable for the club. And it's reported that Barcelona would be okay offloading Alex Baye to Como, because after all, 6 million euros for a player that never really played for the first team is a good deal after all. And again, with so many players on the left, Balde, Gerard Martin, and Jofre Torrents coming up through the academy, you know, we have a surplus of players currently in that position. Now, the final player that we're going to discuss, who is also on loan, is Uriel Romero. Uriel Romero, we had forgotten that this player is still a Barcelona player. Of course, Uriel Romero decided to go back to Girona before even the preseason began, and this season he did not have a good performance, unlike the two previous seasons where he played under Mitchell. After all, the entire team of Girona did not really have a good season. They went from being in the Champions League spots to at the bottom of the table. At some point, they were even at risk of being relegated. That didn't happen. But Uriel Romero will most likely be returning to Barcelona, where Barcelona does not count on him. So Barcelona are going to have to find a solution for the midfielder. He does have a contract until 2026. So Barcelona are either going to have to find a club to permanently transfer him to, or in the worst case scenarios, to loan him out. With, of course, at the end of the season, he would become a free agent. So Barcelona would not make any money off the transfer, but at least they would have his salary off their books, which is something that Barcelona need to do this summer in order to complete signings. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Grimaldo, the former Barcelona academy player, seemed to offer himself to Real Madrid. Now, as you know, Real Madrid are currently in the market to sign everybody and their mother, thanks to the 4 humiliations at the hands of Barcelona. They went from saying, we have the best project in Europe, to all of a sudden, we need a new coach, we need a new this, new that, new... But anyways, Grimaldo was on the Chiringuito, which, as you know by now, is the mouthpiece of Real Madrid and Florentino Perez. And he was asked whether he would sign for Real Madrid, since his coach, currently Xabi Alonso, will be signing for Madrid. And this is what Grimaldo had to say. I'm very happy to be linked to Real Madrid. It's a source of pride that people can think that I'm at the level to play for one of the biggest teams in the world. It's what I'm working for and one of the ambitions I have. Would I like to play for Real Madrid? What I want is to play in the best teams in the world. If the opportunity to play in a big team comes, I will try to take it. It's what I want and what I've fought for since I went to Barcelona when I was 12 years old. So I'm very happy to be linked with Real Madrid. Grimaldo seeming to offer himself to Real Madrid. Of course, Real Madrid will most likely end up signing Alvaro Carreras, not Grimaldo, but I don't know. What do you guys think? A Barcelona academy player saying these things, I thought it was a little bit disappointing, but maybe I'm just overthinking it. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I uploaded another video before this one, and I'm uploading another one after this one, so make sure to check all of them out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.